What's up, gang? Happy birthday, Brian Curtis. And my grandfather, 86 today. So, I thought we would just, chill and do some rewicking and things like that. It's something really funny I saw on the internet, and that was actually, I'll show you like the inspiration for why I'm doing this live. First off, I need to already uh, you know, rescind. I think I'm using that word right. Rescind a video. Oh, I got a like already. One like, but no viewers. That's cool. um, oh, here we go. Let me put on live chat because I always do this top chat thing. I mean, why wouldn't it just automatically do live? Anyhow, yeah, I've seen this. Oh yeah, so I don't want to go all over the place here. So obviously, Grim of Green's back in place. So that happens a lot. I make videos on things that I think are no more, and then they come back like miraculously. So it's like I should do that more often when I want things to like not actually go away, like Hussar and Grim Green, and I feel like I do this all the time. So if you think your company's going out of business, let me know, and I'll make a live talking about it, and then it won't come to fruition. Um, but yeah, that's a good thing. So, yeah, no, I was like, I hadn't really like browsed on much of any site vape site things like regular websites in a while. So I thought I would take a peek at um, something regarding like 3F vape. I never look on there anymore really, but I just thought I would for the hell of it. I mean, they don't just do clone products, they do put up new authentic products too, and they have this new one that just like blows my mind. It's from Og, not Og Vape, Augus, Auguse, Augus, Augus, I guess. Every time I look at it, it reminds me of like Beetlejuice. Like they spelled Beetlejuice, Beetlegeist, Beetle. These weird connections I'll like make in my head. That really have no rhyme or reason. So you gotta see this product. It's it actually looks like a decent RTA, like something I'd be curious to actually try. Um, price rise, price wise, we're looking at like 40, right? And which is maybe I guess on par with what you would expect it to be, but maybe a tiny bit more than I would think. But maybe that's just like getting with the times, like an inflation thing, or maybe they're factoring in a tariff thing. I have no idea. But the wicking ports and the wicking port and particularly the airflow are actually pretty appealing. But they named this thing like here, you see for yourself. Okay, that's it, right? And the I want you to see the deck. The deck reminds me a little of. I mean, there's airflow holes there. They could be like you know, I don't know, like an Imperia or something, right? And then it's got that slotted one, that slotted thing. Maybe that would be almost like a GT4 vibe too, even with the way the wicking, the actual deck is, like a little GT4-ish or something. Right, there's a better picture. Um, just had this one. I really like it from. Sorry, I'm getting glare and stuff. See it? So a little GT4, GTX, whatever type thing going on down there. And I like stuff like that. The Skila in particular, I really like the Vicious Ant Skila. And it's a 5 milliliter tank, 23 millimeter diameter. I mean, might not fit in my um, Unifica. Anyhow, yes. See, oh, Dane already beat me to it. Hey, Dane. Yes, the Seaman. Why would they name it the Seaman? Like what? Seaman. Yeah, the Seaman. What are they doing? They took something that I think was actually like a fairly decent looking design, and they just have to, you know, butcher this name, like give it this fucking name. It's just like, remember the other one from Dane, if you're still on, can you refresh me on the one that they remember the quote unquote first uh release to the public DNA 100C chipped mod was the Lost Vape product, and they ended up renaming it the Hyperion, I think, which now I feel like 10 different things have that name. There's also a Hyperion mech mod, and now I think a second mech mod now with that name. But they named it something weird before, and it was like, I don't know, Scuzzlebutt or like Dildo, or it had a weird name. I think it was with an S. Um, something with an S. God, I won't remember it, but enough people like talked about it. And I think this was back even when you seen like Reddit posts a lot with vaping, which I remember Reddit kind of cracked down on vaping because vaping had a pretty big Reddit following at one point, and people were dogging it on that, or maybe it was even the Fast Tech forums. Remember the Fast Tech forums? They were pretty cool. I used to go on them pretty frequently. But yeah, I think they got enough hate over it that they changed the name, and Hyperion stuck. It sounded a lot cooler than what it was. But yeah, like these Chinese companies just always make these names that are just like, what are you doing? Just like asks anybody, somebody from the UK, somebody from America, ask them to name it. Just name it. That's all they need to do is name it. If you want to try to appeal to American vapors or English speaking people in general, just, you know, take some influence, take some suggestions. Like, don't go out on name it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know. I can't remember it. Uh, I really wish I could. I remembered it for so long too. Right. It's just it ruins it. Like just that one and I hate to be so superficial and let like or so, like um you know, it just seems kind of like vain to like, totally exit, like write a tank off just for the name, but like it's that fucking dumb, like that it's like ruins the whole thing for you. Like I don't want to review it and be like, this is the semen. Oh, like I just don't you you can't do it. You can't be doing this kind of thing. And because of the nature of its design, it doesn't, we're so used to these airflow um sizes these days, if it's a 3 millimeter, it's a 4 millimeter, 3.5, 2, 1.5. We're so used to airflow pins, is what I'm trying to say. That, yeah, there is no airflow dimensions listed for this thing because of what it is. It's a multi ported airflow thing. of about a. I'm gonna go out on a, take a crack at it here and guess that these are. Um, it looks like it might actually even come with. I'm trying to guess. Is this two chimneys? I think it has two. It actually comes with two different chimney heights. One's like a tall, thin, maybe MTL type ish chimney, and one's a shorter, wider DL type chimney. May even have a secondary airflow option that it comes with. It looks like a pretty decent tank design, and oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, oh wow, okay, yeah. There's even different. There's an RDL AFC and a DL AFC, and they're like, the typical like China style. Well, I don't want to say that. It's more like a GT4ish kind of cutout, but if we were to base it off of more mainstream products, it's going to be more like a Kylan V2 or Blotto Blaze type thing, where it's you know, the half pipe-ish thing with some cutouts, but it's not at the same time. I think it may only be on one side, or it's one side and maybe a little bit at the bottom. There. So it looks like you're taking out like the positive post kind of thing and switching that out. Like it's a whole block. Like you're taking out the entire um, post as well. Where you would trap your leads. That comes out with the whole thing. But anyhow, it's something different. It's something new. 5 milliliter capacity, I believe I said that. And um, I'm not really sure how it screws down. If this is a really small deck and it like plugs into place like the Har or the Avatar, or I think it may actually just screw on top of it and it's O-rings. But yet there's two levels of O-rings. I think it's actually no. I think this one picture shows it with the A. It's a twist O-ring AFC, you know, ring, very typical style. And the one picture they just have it where it's off completely. So it shows you that you could have a three ported cutout thing, and like I'm saying, I was trying to get to before, there may be like 1.2, 1.5 milliliter or millimeter cutouts, three of them, or a big DL slit cutout. And depending on where the ring's at as you're twisting it, you'll see you can change that up. Um, you know, just I probably said this before, but you know, come on with the names here. Because name as much as names can kill it for me, they could also make it for me. They can make something that's like really not that special seem more interesting. There's that saying, "What's in a name?" Or "What's a name?" What does it matter? It's should just be like this arbitrary thing, but it's not. Like this is we're trying to sell style and art here, not just design. Uh, so on one hand, they think they did something fairly well with design, but they really blew it with the name. So got the 38 dope bar protocol. I'm using all the same shit as I always do. I was actually up on the Vaping Fagin chat the other night. uh, little had a few little back and forth comments with Mark. Sorry, Kev Forbes. It's not my birthday. It is Brian Curtis's birthday. That's why the title of this should be "A Very Curtis Christmas" and "Happy Birthday / New Year, Brian." Unless you are You didn't come in late, and you heard me say that. Same with my grandfather's. My grandfather's birthday. Just looked it up. Oh, you're right there. The scutum. Yeah, Latin for shield. I said scuzzlebutt from South Park. Yeah, like scuzzy cum or something. It was like it just had this ring to it that sounded terrible. Like the Evdilla from UL. Like that didn't roll off the tongue very well either. Which I used to have that mod somewhere, which was also one that Fagan used pretty often, or that he rated highly. I remember, which helped push me in the direction of getting it. But it had a screwed up battery door that popped. It was a dual 21700 regulated mod that was like this tall, and I mean it was literally just a little bit taller than a 21700 battery, and it took like 28 millimeter tanks. It was perfect. But then yeah, they named it something crappy, and battery door kind of popped out of place at times. So. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it sounded like yeah, like scrotum. I mean, yeah, Abdullah. Yeah, the evil dildo. Yeah, yeah, that one. um, it's funny. These things are like ancient history at this point. Um, and the fact that so many reviewers have deleted their channels make it so, or it's making it so these things almost like rewriting history, like they never existed. And that's kind of why I had that little intro spiel in my more recent Squaze video. You know, not to like harp on that, but just to bring it to people's attention that, you know, once these uh, more pillar type reviewers delete their old videos, that's it. You know, like those products may have never, you know, it's as if they never existed in the first place. And I don't like that. You know what I mean? I think that sucks. Um, and there are other reviewers that have done things like similar products that just fell off, that didn't delete their channel. They just fell off. And I guess they just don't care here or there if the shit gets, you know, if their channel gets deleted or anything because they don't care about it. Those are, and since they're not doing new uploads, they're the ones that kind of go under the radar. So those ones will still exist probably. But if you're new to this stuff, you don't know who they are to begin with to even look them up, because the only way you would find them is by typing it, already knowing which product to look for. Anyhow, like Mailman Vapes too. You know, his videos are still up there, I would think. You know, Sherlock Holmes. I don't know if he still does videos. I doubt it, but just in case, like he would be someone that like I used to watch their mainstream videos. Mailman, he would have been for like high end old, you know, watch some old high end Squonk Mod or RDA reviews or something if you wanted to deep dive into old high end RDAs or something. Um, you let's see. I am curious about this guy, Sherlock Holmes. Um, see if his video's there. He may have changed the name. He may have kept his channel and just changed the name. I don't see his channel on here at all. I see a new guy that's somebody totally different. Sherlock Ohms. This kid says his name's Ohms. He's got 27 subscribers. I don't even think this is a vape channel. Sherlock Ohms reviews. This guy's a vape review today, 15 subscribers from 10 years ago. So I don't know. Yeah, that guy's channel's gone apparently, or he changed his name to something. Um, Unless I'm spelling it weird. No, I'm getting like the real Sherlock Holmes. Holmes, the detective. Um, Guess I'll never find that stuff. I don't know what else I could type to find him. Here, Kenny Reese, Hexcomb, AIO, 6 years ago. I love this vape, but this 6 years ago. Kenny Reese, I think this is the guy. Yeah, that is him. I'm subscribed still, and he has 68,000 subscribers. He's got either a real pipe or a vape pipe. See, it still says at Sherlock Holmes, and it is with a HOHMS. The last vape related video he did was 3 years ago, and it was for a disposable. So you see what direction that takes people. He has 4 years ago of review on Marlboro Lights. It sounds like he went back to smoking cigarettes or something. I don't know. It's very hometown hero CBD flower. He looked like he branched off into, but then like, so that was a 5-year-old review. But also in that same year, he did alien framed staple coil build tutorial. He was just all over the place there. But yeah, it looks like when it went into the pod territory, you know, and he was still averaging, his CBD thing got 11,000 views. But yeah, after that thing, no, this one got 186,000 views. A disposable pod vape showdown. That was it. After that, he was just cracking 1,000 views. Um, you know, so there's that little tangent. But yeah, so it's nice to see that Green's still around. Kenny Reese, yes, I'm sorry. If I would just read the chat, I probably would save myself some time, right? It should make a little noise, like when you guys message or something. Like, I would prefer that. Nick Divine, yeah, and Divine, who's gone. Did he delete his channel, or is he just stopped? Because I was subscribed to him as well. And Divine 83. Yeah, his channel's still here at least. And he stopped 2 years ago. I had no idea he actually stopped. Because I'm not a coil builder really, and he was very niche, you know what I mean? Like, his stuff was pretty much always about um building coils. Look, 3 years ago, there's a video from him that says Grim Green's YouTube canceled. So they're always trying to get Nick, apparently, the other Nick, because this guy's name's Nick too. But yeah, it says the Grim Green situation. So it's like, it's an ongoing dilemma here for him. Yeah, there was a bunch of other guys here. Not another vape channel. I don't know why that popped in my head, but no, I don't see that anymore. I don't want to say, I know there's not another vape show, but there was actually a channel called this too. I'm pretty sure. We could deep dive into all the. I mean, I never unsubscribe from any vape people, even if I know they quit. You know what I mean? Um, I just thought about Jim V. So Jim VV has just done a video 8 days ago, so obviously he's still doing stuff. It looks like I started to watch this VPON one, VPON and Royal Customs .aio platform mod. And the Rafi, I watched that. The Wicked Vipers Vape Blade, I watched that. Um, I know vaping with Vicks around. See, I have so many different things. I got boot stuff, camera stuff, Jaff vapes, which I watched something from the other day, I think. Yeah, Hyperion V2. That's why that name was stuck fresh in my head. Wow. Where are a lot of my subscriptions at? Do they just get rid of them if you don't look at some of them? If you don't look after a while? Maybe if they don't continue to, there's a lot of people vape wise that I should still be subscribed to on here. Like Vaping Biker. So it still says I'm subscribed, but like it doesn't come up in my side feed. I guess if they don't make videos after a while, they make it like seem like they just don't exist. But if you remember them and go out of your way to look for them, apparently it'll still show you that you're subscribed to them. But they don't come up in my little, unless there's like a bigger, like a full page for this where I could start looking for people. Anyhow, I didn't necessarily expect to go down this rabbit hole today, but it just makes you wonder. Here's Sorteal, for example, who streamed just an hour ago. Um, and this guy does a lot of more mainstreamy things. Although his last like reviews go from like 10 months ago, 5 months ago, technically. So it looks like he kind of had his, um, you know, is on maybe a little hiatus. So he streamed an hour ago, but prior to that, has not done anything in 6 months. So good for him, trying to dive back into things a little bit. You know, it's hard, like, you take a long enough break and it's hard to like really put yourself back into it like that. I just watched Mike Vapes' like water test thing. God, his house is beautiful. His backyard or his pool or whatever. Um, but yeah, he's consistent still. You know, Bonza Pro. What is this? Deja Vu RDTA. Is that a Bogan thing featuring the Vaping Bogan? I'm about to watch that right now with like sound off, or I guess I could watch it on. I don't know. The Sparrow RTA. Seen a lot of that, but I just don't think I really looked at this Deja Vu thing. I'm not an RDTA kind of person. I have some. They don't really do it for me. It has a very unique finish on it. This thing. Some of them are very. It's a 26 millimeter. This thing is just odd all around. Look at that build deck. Oh my god. Very 2017 or 18 looking. Yeah, it looks like a Bonza build deck or something, or like a goon, some kind of goon. He probably had a blast doing this video. Probably reminded him of some better times. Mike has 450,000 subscribers at this point. It's quite a lot. I never hear about him having problems. I mean, he's had a few snags with strikes here and there, but 410. So yeah, I mean he's surpassed Scrim Green in that aspect, but he seems to very Mike always seems to very strictly stick to the the products. You know what I mean? Um, Whereas I feel like Grimm is or Nick, I should say, is an even bigger target because he talks about the advocacy stuff a lot. I think that is more of a conflict of it's ruffle feathers more likely to.
Yeah, Jim. Well, the reason I said Jim wouldn't be consistent was because I know he had a strike thing for a little bit.
How's everything in life? I'm sorry, I'm ignoring the chat. Oh boy, Josh. Oh boy, Josh. I don't know if I know who that is, unless was he like someone who was like I know like a Facebook person. Let me see who this is real quick. There's a lot of chat comments that I'd like to read. Last couple of lives I did, the chat wasn't always that lively. I am subscribed to this guy. Why don't I remember who this is? Kind of sad. At least I'm subscribed. He did some wild coil stuff, yeah. 7 years ago. That's why I don't remember. Look at these crazy coils. I mean, they're cool looking, but they ramp up so slow. I hate it. I hate slow ramp up. Give me a round wire build before I use any of this stuff. Sorry. Thesis, yeah. Thesis is one. The Vaping Chronicle, Brian. Vaping Postman, yeah. He had drama with vaping with Vic. I didn't know that. I'd like to hear about that, even though it's so irrelevant. But he had a personal issue. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Sortil. He's a nice, genuine kind of guy. Yeah, Sure Sharp. Sorry I hadn't acknowledged you in the chat here. The Vapor Trail channel, yeah, is a guitar channel. Well, Tony B does all sorts of weird stuff now. He'll do a lot of guitar stuff, which I like guitar stuff, but he's always like I've been watching a lot of guitar related videos and amps and pedals and musicians and stuff, but he like always is reviewing likely just stuff that he's getting for free. So it's like really like low end, I've never heard of it type stuff. So it doesn't always grab my attention. But yeah, he was doing like electric skateboards and stuff, and like it's probably whatever he can get his hands on, like whatever people send him for free, and potentially will pay for him to look at it. You know.
But I still don't see how.
You can complete like if I had more time, I'd probably do more boot videos. I'd do more um, my own music stuff, artsy videos. It's whatever I have time for. I would never like take my vape channel and completely shut out the idea of doing any more vape stuff. That's like if it's what your channel kind of got built off of, it's hard to just completely drop it. Now, I'm not in that bracket where I have any money on the line in like revenue. I don't get any revenue at all from anything. So, um, you know, I have nothing to lose by doing vape stuff either. So, Rip Trippers bought over 1 million subs. I mean, he used to put in like a, yeah, I believe that. Him and the indoor, I know someone said indoor smoker somewhere at some point. Although I can't even call that guy, he is like the most wild card person, in my opinion, to have that many subscribers. The indoor smoker person. I don't know what you're saying here, Dan. Dude, that did the little him in the reviews. RDTS, in my opinion, I bought the limitless RDT. Yeah, well, if I'm going to use an RDTA, like the high end ones are like maybe a little more interesting. Like the Cabello is like indirectly an RDTA. I mean, it is an RDTA essentially, right? So, but that like works good. Like that's like I find that to be like an actual like respectable atomizer still. So like I don't like completely write them off, but overall like I'm not looking for that. The Cabello, what is that? I'm forgetting the actual brand that makes it. The name Steam vape. It's something kind of boring. Steam something. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know how long you've been in this, Mike, but well, you've been in. You were really into vaping, and then you stopped for a while, and now you're into it again. I think that's the gist I got from talking to you. Um, yeah, I pretty much regularly only watch Mark Todd, and then like Jim VV, depending on what he's doing, I'll watch his stuff. Um, and then, once in a while, I watch like the more mainstreamer, mainstreamish kind of people like Bogan and Nick. Um, but yeah, I was even on Fagan's channel the other day, so it's whatever. If Jay Hayes did vape stuff, I'd still watch his videos. I mean, I'm not picky. Heck, I remember when everyone was mad. They were mad at Twisted 420 for doing that. What? Let's see. Did he quit everything? There's other people. Wendy Vames. Who's the girl? The pretty blonde. Well, you know, she's all right. Who ventured into doing OnlyFans or something. I think everyone was just like wondering how she had like such a nice place, and like they just kind of put two and two together. Zophie, that's her name. Zophie Vapes, and then it was Zophie Reviews. Actually, let's see if she's still around reviewing vacuums. Um, and e-bikes. She got into e-bikes too. She's doing a lot of e-bikes 3 weeks ago. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't throw that around that she does OnlyFans. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't. I never looked into it. um, so who else did we just say? Wendy reviews now. You know what I mean? 3 years ago. So, or no, 2 years ago was the last one. It was a Witofo product. It's It's a nice brand to wrap it up with, right? An old tried and true brand. Who else did we just say? Twisted 420. There's another Twisted name, wasn't there? Somebody else who had Twisted. Oh, yeah, Twisted Messes, right? Um, he has like a few videos, but he's, I guess, more of a designer. I guess we would call him. I don't know. Coil builder and atomizer designer. The triple RTA, yeah, it's crazy. Like Twisted 420 had his own RTA. You know what I mean? Andy Vape. Andy Vape did a lot of collab collabs with reviewers. Now it looks like Twisted with Chilling with Twisted is his name now. The death of vaping with Twisted 420 and the birth of something new. So 2 months ago, so not that long ago, he made an official thing saying the end of an era. It got 2,000 views. Chilling with Twisted. It is the same guy. I'm not subscribed to it. Maybe I never was. He was kind of a funny character. God, now I'm like conflicted. Do I even subscribe? Is there really a point? I'm not gonna watch any of his videos. Like I don't care about video games at all. It's funny, he's like doing like looks like a little 8-bit channel. Gears of War 4 replica Lancer. I mean, so he's really into like cosplay-y type, props and things like that. Ooh, this is kind of neat. Floating Back to the Future to DeLorean. Oh man, he likes Back to the Future a lot apparently. So do I. So let's see what this looks like. Oh, this is from 8 years ago. My fault. It's got a lot of views. It's got way more views than I've ever had. That thing's neat. Love this section. Cool. Um. Anyhow, car and stereo reviews. Made money with devices and got out. Yeah, but I don't see why anyone would be mad that I mean, I've twisted 420 for making the exposing Rip Trippers for making money on his views. Jay Hayes has endlessly talked about reviewers making money for the reviews. I mean, he's beat that subject to a dead, like a dead horse or whatever the saying is. Um, it's a known fact. I mean, it's the same thing that was the argument of like, oh, I do this as a passion project, became the same cop out for everybody in the end. You know what I mean? Like, Jay did a lot of his videos just because of, you know, getting the free product or because he liked the product. He bought it himself. His hazers wanted to see it. That kind of was the, you know what I mean? But then for stuff like Lost Vape or whatever, yes, you're expecting to be paid. I get it. You know what I mean? But the same holds true. I don't know. I never really. I don't know like how deep that goes. Like I personally think with Mark Todd, I think I'd imagine to a good extent he does things for free. Like the product in and of itself might be all he's expecting. I don't know. I'm talking about when he does high end stuff. I don't know. Like if high end modders are paying him on top of giving him free mods. Um, I've never asked him, and I don't think I would go out of the way to ask him. So
Yeah, that's what I would think too.
all right, Dane. Well, I really appreciate you being here, though. Um, yeah, have a happy New Year. I'll see you, Dane. Yeah, I wanted to do at least like a little New Year live type deal. We're nearly at an hour. God damn. I wanted to like build on here, but I have to rewick too many things. I mean, one, two, three, four, five. At least five things. I feel like some things are missing for some reason. Six. At least six things. Where's my bow at? Oh man. And I have to find my bow rat too. So who else we got here? Well, let me ask you a question, Mike. Now that you've oh, you already left too. All right. Well, it sounds like that all happened suddenly. I was gonna ask him I was gonna ask this guy if he's into now that he's getting reacquainted with vape stuff. Is he getting into high end, or is it just like is he take it or leave it, or just consuming whatever buildable stuff is out there? Just kind of curious. Had I never gotten into the Facebook groups, I probably would have gave up on vaping a long time ago. It would have got boring for me, and I would have either still stuck with using very mainstream whatever's and like just picked some favorites of that and just stuck with that, or got out of it altogether. I don't know if it wasn't for the high end bracket. I mean, as much as I hate that it's so expensive and I've spent so much more money on high end, it 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 was the only thing that really was there to keep the passion aspect of rebuildables alive for me. Otherwise, it just wouldn't. It would completely have lost interest in me. I have to at least build this right now because I really want to use cannoli bee cookie, and I haven't been for a couple days because I don't have anything with it in it right now. I mean, I do have Q-tips, water, and paper towels all ready to go. So I need to turn my little space heater on though. It's getting a little out of hand here. It's a little Christmas present I got. Yeah, it's a little team. It's a Temu buy, but Beetlejuice, Rick and Morty kind of thing going on. Nice little gift from Amber I got. I'm gonna need more of this. Probably his best one. If you're still on the fence, I think my video really helped boost the. There was a lot of interest in this new brand, Anonymous. Um, and I'm glad because it is pretty good. I still want to try the berry one. He told me today that he has two new flavors that he's going to be releasing. One is vanilla mint, and God, don't forget the other one. Strawberry cream cookie, I think was the other profile that he said. I don't know like exactly what in what when you hear that, that could like mean a couple different things. So I'm assuming that's like on par with like the apricot cookie, but like strawberry vanilla or strawberry cream instead. Yeah. um, I still haven't done a review on this. I really like the vape I get from the Intensa, but the tolerances could have been. See, I'll say this, but then I'll regret it because on one hand, I feel like the tolerances could have been a little tighter, but then what if they're too? I felt the period tolerances maybe were a little too tight. So I'd rather it a little too loose than too tight, and I run into there's no knurling or anything. So what if I get into a situation where it's like stuck and I can't get it apart again? You know what I mean? So I guess if it's going to be one or the other, leave it the way it is. But I see a lot of these Orion 2s lately, and those are neat because they hold. It looks like they hold like a crazy capacity. Also seen a picture the other day of like a D80 and a Delaware D80, and I didn't even recognize it because of the angle it was held at. We talked about these, right? The new El Cigar mod. Look at that. The 510 plate on it. El Cigar. Oops. El Cigar is such a great brand. This is all like Juma. Sorry. How can I do this better? It's all glare. It's you're this is not going to do it any justice seeing all this glared out. But look at that neat shape and the way he carved out that tube. So neat. Mark Todd should have a review on this soon, I believe. Not to spoil the surprise, but it's a neat fire button, little triangle. And he does a bunch of different stylings of this. It's a really cool mod. I mean, if I had it like that and I felt compelled enough to, this is a neat little thing that I did with AI. Well, Facebook did it for me. Like, they asked me. This is my Unica. Like, if it was like, it's like an AI Unica. Look what it did to the atomizer inside. It's neat looking, right? Oh, sorry about this glare. I need the shades open to get like enough light in here for the resolution. Um, there's a few more of these. Here's one with a mod on it. I mean, RTA on it. But the Rafir one, glow in the dark one, looks really cool. But see, it's got a Fev on it, which is a pretty tall tank. So like, I don't know. That's why I do really. This is spoiled. Like I want side by sides now. Like or this half-ish, this side by side ish type mod. I love this flow. It's great. See, now that I'm like paying attention to the chat, I should have been on it a little more when with the activity. Um, yeah, God, I hadn't had this active of a chat in a while because I never announce any lives. There are no real like vape shows anymore. Like, um, didn't they do the I don't know if it was like the. Let me look this up. Frames Janklin. I'm wondering if he said something about him quitting the green room shows or whatever. The last head, the last Shedhead sessions, part 2, final episode. It says 11 days ago. So I don't know if they're done making those. Look at this thing, the Pasito Mini by Smoant. This looks kind of like a neat mod. It's 2 years old. Positive vibes and Chris high fives. Yeah, this guy, not that many like subscribers, but he's got a lot of videos. I mean, he has a lot of uploads. I know he's been around for a while, and I wouldn't even known who he was outside of watching the Green. He kind of has a grim green. You could tell he's like a grimite in his like vibe or something. I don't know. Yeah, this Smoant looking mod looks like the Orion too. It's interesting. It has that like look. There's a few mods that look like this. Smoant is cool. Smoant makes this. Where's it at? This Battlestar Mini. This is a $30 product that I got on Fast Tech years ago, and it's like so cool. I think I show this off in every couple videos now. It's got the best battery door ever. Yeah, just like all right, can't go over your eyes, but close enough. Aluminium. This video is just going on. My fault. Shaw. All right, so hey, they're closed for 30 minutes. Is it their oh, I was reading it like it was Walmart. Yeah, these pharmacies they close for like lunch breaks now and stuff. I know CVS by me does it. Walgreens closed for 30 minutes. Okay, good Facebook group for buy sell trade. I would use Billy Box Trader, or is it even called that? Whatever it is, Trader. I think it's called Billy Box Trader. Something Trader. And BST 2.0 or a BST 2.0, something like that. And then there's the one, there was a cool one that no one uses anymore. It didn't last long, and it was good for any high end stuff. And now I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to like, take my phone out if you really want some. Well, you reached out to me on Facebook, so I also can just send you invites to all this crap if I managed to take the time. Congrats on your new truck, Ian. That thing is sweet. That's a long truck. All right. Yeah, Bora BST 2.0 is a good one. Billet Box Trader, Billet Box USB-C. I'm sorry, Billets and Bullen. Bullen used to be a good one. Bullen 2.0, Bullen USB-C. But I don't know about anymore. But why can't I just get to my groups? What the hell did I just do? I'm so bad at this. Here we go. The Spot. I think that's what it was called. And here's the one I was talking about the last time. It was no Boros, high-end mods, RTAs, RDAs, BST. That's the one that I referenced in my squeeze video. Boros and Bridges is not a buy-sell trade. Gentleman's Crackle Channel is not a buy-sell trade. Grim Army is not a buy-sell trade. Shout out to Trend Kill. I don't have one of these, but Metcalf has made his own RDA, and it looks pretty neat. Kind of reminds me of like the Flavor or something. It's a real little flavor banger thing with two little airflow holes. And yeah, I'm in so many other kinds of groups now. I have like guitar groups. The ones I just mentioned seem to be the ones that really stuck around the best. There's two new posts in like the Hellfire BST. I mean, sometimes like specific brands have their own buy sell trades. I don't know if it's still this way, but like if you want BMM stuff, I know you used to have to be in BMM to use the speakeasy, and it's a very small. There's only 1.2 thousand members now. I mean, it's a very small group. So it's smaller than the Copa. The Copa was a buy sell. I guess you could use the Copa. I'm not in the Copa, but that is one. So I forget about it because I'm not in it anymore. Here's Craig Dilemma one day ago getting rid of this, wanting to trade this, or I always say his name like I know how to say it. Thelemic. I always say Dilemma. It's a mod. It's a Lost Fate mod, and that's how I always say his name in my head. It's ridiculous. All right. I'm embarrassed when I say shit like that. So, it's a Lego glow in the dark Delro Rezo that he wants only BMM things for. An Illumide 48, a bootlegger splash, Illumide bootlegger 38V2. Yeah, the let me know if you're in the let me know what your BMM situation is on here, and I'll invite you into the speakeasy if you can't find it, because it might be a private group. Because I've seen how consistent you've been with all this stuff. So here's a 38 for 350. Looks like it even comes with control. Some really neat rusty water control panels. 1-2 by Typhoon GT5. Oh, that was the thing Mark Todd was, or I mean, Fagan was talking about the other day. This is interesting. These are the November prices for BMM stuff now. It's interesting. It's all gone up by a fair bit, too. I just haven't looked at this stuff in a long time. So it looks like 350 to 70 is kind of the going rate for the more sought ones. It's interesting. 390 for an aluminum, 38 Illumide. Wow. I wanted this. This was from Tom, who I got my first 38 from. It's a Moss Speakeasy collab 38, and it's gone now. But I remember when it went up, and it was like so shortly after I had got my new one. It's like yellowish almost, but like it doesn't look like that it looks like that on my computer right now, but it's a lot darker when you're looking at this picture. Yeah, it doesn't look that yellow in real life. It looks a lot darker, like more green. So it's a limited mob mini with it, DLC. The rat. He got rid of the rat too. Well, I'm looking to get an amplifier. I want a Vox AC30 amplifier. Almost 4 o'clock. It's high dollar, isn't it? Wait, brand new, it used to be considered like the cheapest. Like everything was like 300, and not even breaking 3. It was always the aftermarket, which was the most expensive part of it. It's kind of weird how that worked out. Now it's kind of like flipped. Like you could find them used cheaper. And I actually like the old stuff. Like I think some of the things I'd want the old stuff of versions of it more. That's why I mean I like this battery door better. All right. I might end it here. But I wanted to at least get a little bit of time in here. to do like one more video for the year kind of thing. Um, since spent so much time, you know, on hiatus, it was this or film some newer stuff. Do need to film some more newer stuff. There's always tomorrow. Won't be. It'll be a new year, so. Um, I'm still using the same stuff to do all this. And I know everyone uses the same. This is the most popular tool you'll ever see in videos. Like everyone has used this in a review ever. Like for a build tutorial, everybody. It's so funny how that works. All right, gang. That's gonna be that. I think I'm gonna like watch something. Um, really getting into my Beatles trivia and things like that. Like learning what guitars they used for what songs and weird stuff like that that only I'm interested in. Um, and I got this thing. Well, for anyone that's interested in the guitar aspects of anything I talk about. Jangle box. They're made in America, and this is a sustained compression pedal that just kind of goes with um, the Rickenbacker 12 strings. So I thought this was kind of essential. And then, other than getting the Vox AC 15 or 30, I'll be pretty set. Eventually, would like to get that Gretsch Country Gentleman, though. That is really neat. Definitely put the boot stuff on hold. I have like a PNW ranking video I'm going to do. And a collection video. That's pretty much it for any boot material. And yeah, I'm probably going to get more into writing, songwriting again, rather than just recording covers. I think that would be nice to get back into recording. So yeah, here we are doing that. This Intensa. Still love these scissors. All right. You got a watch phone? I've never used one of them. God, I must be tiny on that. All right, folks, that's going to do it for me. Happy New Year to you. And once again, uh, happy birthday to Brian. I already told him on the phone earlier. And working on his birthday. Yeah, we all do. Right? And, well, if you want to chime in a comment about what video of things you've seen that I've been using lately that I don't have videos for. What reviews you'd like to see next, or in any kind of order. Feel free to chime in. May influence the queue of when I release things or film things or whatever. I may have some things coming from Justin. He did mention it. The firm possibility of it. I don't know if I guess he did not ship anything yet, which is probably best for him to wait just a little bit after the holiday in case of any shipping confusions. You know what I mean? But that would be cool. Because the things that he mentioned, for me to review are pretty neat. So, one of which we've been hoping to get to for a while now. So, I don't want to spoil. I would just tell you, but I don't want to like put his put it out there yet if it's not like a sure thing yet. I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't want to speak for him. So, all right, gang, that'll do it. Happy New Year, and hope you just had a Merry Christmas. All right, I'll see you. Bye.